So guys, yes, if you want to know the difference, this is the video. GTD versus GT3, what is the difference? This is NA, that's a V8 supercharged. Yes, you'll be able to buy this and drive this. And yes, it's gonna be racing 24 hours at Daytona. This is Mustang history in the making, it's happened. We're gonna do a walk around of this, and we're also gonna go underneath the hood and show you how this has the coyote bones that you have in your Mustang in it, and so much more. Stay tuned, find out, let's go. What is up, man? We are here in Daytona by Ford, with Ford. We're so excited. We're gonna see the Mustang GTD and GT3. Take a look, let's go. Super excited, and guys, in the whole honor of a racing event, we're holding our own April 14th. Check it out, link in the description. Race, watch, let's go. Guys, we're on the golf carts now to go see the GTD. I'm super excited. First time seeing it out in the real world, so it's gonna be fun. Here, my boy, say what's up to everybody.
What up, people? Hello.
So we're gonna have a good time and see the GTD out in the real world. Let's go. Well. Morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good. Wow.
This car is heavily informed by the GT3 car, and that was really the original concept. But it's the thing that really is cool is that we were able to break out of all the rules that thing is, we've just constrained by. We got big aero, lightweighting, all of those things, but we can't have active systems. We can't, there's a lot that we can't do with that car. So one of the things that's an obvious connection is this rear wing, gooseneck rear wing that comes out of the C-pillar. We do that because that's structurally, with the downforces we're generating now, that's structurally the stiffest and strongest part of the rear of the car. On the race car, actually, if you take the back of the race car off, there is no real structure under there because you're allowed to remove it. So we wouldn't have anywhere to really take it down to anyway. So we decided to do that, and then that's come to this car. But the thing that's different about it is this has an active flap. So we can generate the same kind of levels, maybe slightly under, but pretty significant levels of downforce on this car, similar to that. But that constrains your top speed. So with this, there's a DRS drag reduction system that flattens this flap out and reduces the drag on the. Obviously, it reduces it's a straight line thing only. It reduces the downforce, but equally it reduces the drag, and that picks up the top speed and puts it up there with all the world-class cars that, if you don't have this kind of thing, you're ultimately making a compromise between downforce and top speed, but we don't have that compromise. This is balanced by some stuff I can't show you that's underneath the car at the front. So it has a very strong underwing, very similar on GT, on the Ford GT. We completely sacrificed all storage space on the GT, like a Ferrari. If you open the front of a Ferrari, you can put maybe an overnight bag in there. If you open the front of a GT, you can't put anything in there, and you can't put anything in there because there's this big underwing under the front of it. And we emulated this. One of the things, it's got a dry sump engine, here. So the pan, we've removed the pan so we can actually get more aerodynamic shape underneath the motor that you couldn't get if you had an oil pan there. So that's all really helping us create that downforce.
All right, guys, here it is, the GTD in the flesh, the 800 plus 850 horsepower, I believe. Supercar from Ford is the Mustang. It's not a mid-engine, it's a transaxle, so the transmission's in the back. 5.2 supercharged V8, all the aero, wide body. It has all the cool bits and pieces. And so we are here in the pits with a GT3 race car. And yes, that is your Coyote that you have in your car. Of course, is bored out to be a 5.4, but we're gonna talk to one of the engineers here at Ford, tell us all the questions you may have, and we'll find out what went into this and how it's different from a GTD to a GT3 and the rules and whatnot. What's your name, bro?
So my name is Christian Hertrick. I'm the powertrain manager for Ford Performance Motorsports.
All right, Christian, we got the powertrain manager here. What went into doing a Coyote that's bored out to 5.4? How did we get to that point?
Yeah, so we started this program about 2.5 years ago. So from the get-go, we wanted V8, right? Mustang screams V8. So that's where we started. So displacement is king. So we wanted to get as much displacement as possible. So we bore it out to 94 millimeters, and then we stroke it to 96.5 to get to our 5.4.
Now, what kind of horsepower is this putting out now?
See, that's a loaded question. So it depends on the race series, depends on fuel, BOP, right? So we've got restrictors on here that are itty bitty, right? So the power output is way less than it can make. So we're very happy with our power numbers.
So the power has to be based off the race restrictions.
Correct. So every race series is different, right? So IMSA will have their power levels.
Got it.
WEC will have their power levels. SRO will have their power levels.
Now, I see this is really deep down in the bay here.
Yep.
Now, is that for aerodynamics, weight?
It's for weight distribution.
Got
so
it.
Something we spent a lot of time on designing is making our engine as shallow as possible. And then it's very important to get it as low and far back. So what you'll see on the back of the engine is all sculpted. And you can see the firewall is sculpted. And so we get it low and back.
Now, is this just direct injection or direct import?
It's just direct injection. It's just direct injection. So for endurance racing, it's all about reliability. So there's benefits to port injection, there's benefits to direct injection. For our racing needs, we said direct injection, and that removes basically failure modes that you can get with additional hardware.
Okay, and I'll see a couple things. What is going on here with these? Is this all for cooling, for aero, or what is going on here?
Yep, so these are just big cooling ducts, right? So we're making massive power, you can see it. You've got your engine radiator and you've got your oil cooler. So all the air for your powertrain cooling comes through and ducted out. So basically the engine bay is sealed off.
Wow. And is this is close to, this is the base of this is a Coyote you get in an S50 Mustang.
100%.
Fourth gen Coyote.
100%.
Wow.
Block casting is the same. Head casting is the same. I'll tell you the valve train. A lot of the valve train is the same. The crankshaft, same forging as what you can buy out of the lot.
That is so impressive that can be done with the production motor, that it can come here to a 24-hour race and do this. My other question is, what kind of transmission are we in this?
So it's an X-Trax transaxle.
Okay, wonderful. Now, with these couplers, like basically, for lack of a better term, suffocating a little bit of the air.
Sure, if you want to zoom in, you can see. So you can see how big your throttles are, right? And all your air is coming through this little bit of a restrictor.
So those restrictors, guys, is to actually make this car meet the requirements, because it'd be a cheat code for the requirements of this race. Wow. Now, how do you make sure the car is still happy with having that restriction?
So we spent tons of time on dyno, right? So basically it's all about manifold pressure and temperature. So we've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours mapping the engine.
Wow.
So that we can change the restrictors and the engine doesn't know any better.
That's amazing, because, you know, for us garage guys, we put a colder intake and we want a bigger, maybe a ported manifold or something like that. And what's cool to see is that this is happening right here, right now, at a race at this level that is happening. Well, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thanks for your questions. I hope you guys enjoy some of the technology that goes into it, but also what you're seeing is this is similar to the stuff you guys have on your car at home. This is a Coyote that he said is bored out. Of course, it's tuned differently, but a lot of the same components, the crank, all that good stuff is what you have in your Mustang at home. And you can see right here, Ford is racing it at a 24-hour at Daytona.
I mean, injectors are production. Ring pack is production. Bearings are production. Obviously block, valves, seats. Most of the cylinder head is production.
So there's a ton of stuff that's production still on
I'd say
there.
at this point it's 70% production.
Wow. Wow.
So there's a couple of fancy components, but it's mainly production.
That's incredible. And then, of course, like you said, the fancy components, weight reduction, carbon fiber, all the aero.
So it's naturally aspirated, so you spend all your time and money in intake and exhaust.
That's beautiful. Because, you know, when you get into turbos and superchargers and all that, it kind of gets so complicated in a way. You're worrying about like internal temps and IATs, and this is just like you said, intake, temps, exhaust, let's go. And with NA, they love it, you know? Send it, keep going. And that's one of the reasons why people were asking me in our comments, like, why doesn't this have the GTD power plant? That's just because of endurance and
superchargers, complexity.
Superchargers, yeah.
We don't need that power.
It's not necessary.
We can't. We're never going to race this up.
Exactly. But what's cool is the consumer can get a GTD and be powerful enough to kill people on the regular racetracks at home. Beautiful. And I see like this is all removable. Like how much weight?
This whole foot, this whole front end comes off. This is all one big piece. And
Wow.
So they can just within 20-30 seconds get in an accident or you have damage. Pulls it off.
Boom. Oh, so you hit something. Let's take it off. It goes right on.
This whole front end comes off. Lights, everything comes off.
Wow. There you go. It's great. It looks great. Again, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise, guys. There you go. There's the GT3 in a nutshell. And like you said, 70% of the components are in here from your production Mustang. The headlights. Take a look. Look at this. Fenders, hood, trunk lid. Cool stuff, guys. We're here at Daytona. Check it out. What an awesome opportunity. Guys, I learned a lot. I'm really impressed. And shout out to Ford for taking a Mustang to a whole crazy new level. I mean, behind me there are Porsches, there are McLarens, there are Aston Martins, and now we have the Mustang GT3 here. What an honor. Let's go Mustang forever, because you know it never ends.